where I should put the instruction manual, even though this contains right here about as much as the instruction manual does. Pretty empty. Be a good place to keep you some your thermos or something, really. As far as instructions are concerned, I'm sure. So that would probably be the one lacking thing, was some of the instructions, but you know, you can kind of figure stuff out, and that's what I did. Trying to think of anything else. I think the camera cut off on me when I was trying to show. There was one piece I put in there as wide as my hand right there, and it took it a minute to chew it up. I would be really careful if you're doing that. It kept trying to knock it back and never came back further than about halfway here on this, and then it would fall back down there and get another bite of it, chew on it, spit it back a little bit. So I would caution on that. Be careful on how big of stuff you put in there. That was maple that I was sticking in, just all that right there, and it chewed it up pretty well. Even that big piece is as wide as my hand there. So be the one thing I'd caution against, but and that was probably 4 to 5 inches maybe. Let's see. Yeah, probably about 4 inches, I would say. And but it still did a good job. It took a little more time, but all this other stuff way smaller, not a problem. Happened to notice it was like the belt was smoking here, so see, it probably is the problem right here. Let's see what we got. And this probably was the problem there. So something to be aware of and think about next time. Hopefully it didn't do too much damage to the belt. We'll see here in just a minute. Let's give it another go. See how that does. see, when you have a couple of bigger pieces that don't want to feed themselves in very well, if you'll add some smaller pieces with it, you may have to do it several times, but as it eats the smaller piece, it'll continually eat the bigger piece in there, and it kind of feeding itself as it sucks the smaller piece in. It worked really well. So that was really the purpose of this video, was just to show a couple of the things that you could watch out for while using it. If you're putting a bigger piece in there, it may try to spit it back out at you, and it has a pretty good little shock to it as you're trying to, or force to it as you're trying to feed those bigger pieces in. So I wouldn't really just hold on to it. Instead, you can do what we talked about, put smaller pieces in, let it keep feeding, and that'll help to feed the bigger pieces through slowly but surely. And then also, just be careful whenever you cut your machine off. If there was something left in there and you hear or see the belt starting to slip or smoke, then you could take that those things, turn it off, take a look in there, and unclog it, and then restart it, and you should be good to go. Just a couple of things I've found so far in the use of it that I think would be good for others to know.